How do I get comfortable with people online not understanding this kind of experience? Hey, I'm Chase, a Perth, Western Australian, special kind of masseur for women and couples. That is the page there. I can't say too much on here, as you can imagine. But how do I get comfortable with the horrible, horrific abuse online that not only me in this industry, but many people in this industry have to deal with on a daily basis sometimes? There's always that 1%. There's always that person that doesn't have anything nice to say. They want to belittle you and they just don't understand this service. And so I'm bringing this out to try to educate them just a little bit so that they can keep watching some more of the videos and hopefully understanding more from there. I think that obviously there is that fantasy aspect, and some people do book it for that fantasy experience. And you know, so what? If they want to explore something unique with their partner or by themselves, and this has always been an interesting experience they've wanted to have for themselves, and it's consensual and pleasurable and, you know, yahtzee, what's the issue? So, no issue there. They are allowed and entitled to have this kind of experience in a controlled, safe way. That is all about them. Second, trauma, domestic violence, anxiety, disability. There is so many things that these people that literally like abuse you online don't understand. Anosogasmia, vaginismus, these kind of psychological conditions, when they're not based from a specific type of medicine that's affecting it or a physical condition, it can be the psychological. And this can be a part of them healing that trauma or moving past that psychological condition of a lack of or diminishing big O, or a tightening of certain areas that creates pain. So this is very beneficial, and I think that the number one thing that pushes me to keep making the content, to keep doing the work, to keep getting on with this industry is how much I truly see it make people change. Like, you're changing some women's lives here. You know, I've had women say, "You've saved my life." And you know, it wasn't directly me, it was her. She put herself in the situation. She saved her life. I'm not taking that as a full-on, you know, me doing that. I think it's mostly her putting herself in the situation, doing her own education, you know, seeing therapists. It was a process for her. But the fact is, this can be a process for lots of different people. And so people that are going through trauma, this might not be the thing that heals them completely. It might. And then in that case, Yahtzee, surrogacy is a form that can help people with those issues. So it might not be, but it can be a big part of their journey, and then they'll go out and they'll explore something else and something else, and eventually they will find the thing that helps them. You know, the people that abuse and the people that hate on me and other people in the industry, they don't understand it, they don't understand it, they have this shame and stigma, and they don't see how this actually really truly helps people. And that's a real shame. They've never lived my life experience. They've never been in this situation where they're seeing clients on the daily. They don't see the benefits. And I wish that I could show the benefits, but obviously privacy and all that kind of stuff, I can't, you know, film with a client because that's, you know, privacy, right? And that's just highly illegal. It's just not moral. It's not, anyway, you get the point. So if you're gonna hate, if you're gonna accuse, if you're gonna, you know, shame me or anyone else in this industry, try to think of it like, is this better for the community? Am I leaving her in better shape than I took her? Is she gonna look back on this experience with a positive, amazing, you know, remembering that amazing experience she had with me in this experience or some other provider, and looking back at those fond memories and the things they learned, the things that they gained. And I think that's all you can really ask. Positive experiences, good sense for the community, and safety. And I think those, those few things are the key things before you judge anyone in this industry. Of course, any industry, there's always going to be the not so good ones. So always do your screw diligence and make sure that they are, up to scratch and ethical and as good as you could possibly do. Anyway, if you want to follow this kind of content, if you want to support this kind of content, and spread it around for women that might have benefit from this kind of experience, please like, tag, share, follow, repost, mention, whatever you've got to do. Send it to a friend. Give it a Google on there. You'll find a lot more information. Otherwise, till the next video, I'm Chase, and ciao.